Friday, because it's Friday. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Friday to you out there in the wonderful planet Earth world that we live on. It is an exciting day. It's a lovely, beautiful Friday out there where it is pouring down rain after being freezing overnight. That is the weather report for Western Washington. Freezing, then some clouds came in. Now it's a little warmer than freezing and raining. It's what we like to call that hard rain. You know what I'm saying? So, Happy Friday to everybody out there getting ready. We've got one week till we get to have a little happy Halloween. We're going to have a happy Halloween. Yes, we're going to have a happy Halloween. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. You're excited. Everyone's excited. We love it. We all love it. We love that happy Halloween. It's going to be fun. We're going to socially distance. We're going to wear our costumes, and we're going to have some fun. As meager, little tiny taste of fun that we could all have whilst not spreading a terrible virus, right? That's what we're going to do because we're successful, happy people, and we don't like to get all of our germs in other people's mouths. You know what I'm saying? Because what's up? Will M., first to the chat today, quickly followed by Michael Sarr, Alana Suki, Wesley's Fish Club, Tony Franzen, Paula Kreenberg, John McKenzie, Dave's Aquariums, Janice Lundberg, James N., formerly James Neesham, shortened to just the letter N. Myrdal Singh is here. Steve Bearteach, what's up, my buddy? Rico Stan is here. ADK Aquatics, Pipex, what's up? Ricab Harris. I see Mikey Fishy, Big D Smoke, Joel G, all the way from New Z. Kyle Locke showed up and dropped a little poop emoji on us. Good times. I don't mind about the old the poop emoji. I like the poop emoji. I think it's funny, and I don't think it's harming anybody. Daryl Deemer is here. What's up, Daryl? Good to see you, all the way from Florida. I think Daryl's in Florida, right? I think so. I don't know. I was confident, and then I was like, wait a minute, maybe not. But let's see. Emma Pickery, all the way from Belgium, or Erna Pickery, all the way from Belgium. I want to go back to Belgium. I do have to tell you guys that. You have to know. I want to go. Hopefully next year. Vivarium. Hopefully next year Vivarium's back on, and I'm able to go. Hopefully we'll be able to do that next time. And I haven't seen Johan in a while, but I hope Johan's doing okay. I should probably text him or something and find out what the hell's happening with Johan. I haven't heard from him in a while. But I do hope to go to Vivarium and Belgium and the Netherlands and wherever else in Europe next year. I hope to go. A lot of fun out there. Good times. Tony Franzen's here. Mike Kenseth coming in with the first and only super chat of the day. Just throwing down a $100. Well, thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate it. As you guys know, all of the super chats, donos, whatever you want to call them, everything like that just goes back into making more content. So I appreciate it. And I bet you everybody else appreciates it too. Let's get into our first. I'm going to miss other people because the chat's just going to keep going. So shout out to everybody. Hi. Good to see you. As you guys know, that this is an interactive live stream. I like to interact with you guys in the chat. This isn't necessarily a show that is produced for long-term listening enjoyment. So nowadays, it does go and drops into the unlisted after the fact, which means you can listen to it if you have received yourself a notification. So if you hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, all that crap, even though you don't go to my main page and able to find the live stream, you will still be able to find it from your notifications. So either way, shout out to everybody. Happy Friday. Moving on. Our first topic of the day, I've got it written down here on something you're not supposed to write on. Our first topic of the day, and one of the reasons I am so excited, if you haven't got the news, and I should probably let me get a text window going here, and let's put the name here in a big text. I want to make sure I spell this correctly. OSIRIS Rex. And it's obviously too big. I get it. I have to make it smaller. But in order to do that, I got to be able to push buttons. Let's change the font. Breamcatcher. Yeah, Breamcatcher's fun. Excuse me. And let's put a color. Let's make it a color. Ooh, brown. Ooh, oh. What's a space color, guys? Let's give us a solid purple. Purple feels kind of spacey. And let's give it an outline of yellow. Never mind. White. And let's throw a shadow on it. Why not? Oh, our shadow color is set to white. Let's change our shadow color to there. Okay. It's looking good. All right. And then we can oh no, it's not big enough. You guys got to make it bigger. Let's squish it down. And then we can go control, and then we can grab the edge of the box. Oh, no, it's Control-Alt. Forgot. You have to hit Control and Alt in order to make the box smaller so I can move it around. Let's put it right up here in the corner. All right, now because I was making that box, it gave you guys a chance to go look up OSIRIS-REx. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what OSIRIS-REx is, OSIRIS-REx is a NASA asteroid study and sample return mission. The mission's primary goal is to obtain a sample of at least 60 grams from 101955 Bennu, a carbonaceous near-Earth asteroid, and return the sample to Earth for detailed analysis. Okay? Why is this exciting? One day ago, un día ayer, we had the OSIRIS-REx landed on an asteroid in space, received a sample, and took back off. It's going to be back here on planet Earth, barring any kind of accidents or anything like that, in December. This satellite was launched September 8th, 2016. This thing has been flying around in space, doing stuff, taking pictures of things for 4 years. Landed on an asteroid, which, by the way, an asteroid that is supposed to hit Earth in the 22nd century, so over 100 years from now, or something like that. 180 years from now, or 160 years from now, or something like that. It's supposed to. This asteroid's supposed to hit the Earth. Don't worry, it's going to be close, but we got a long, long time before it is supposed to hit Earth. Okay. But it's supposed to hit Earth in like a couple hundred years. Let's just put it that way. So just relax. But it landed. They think that it picked up a sample. It's registering that it has a sample. And it's supposed to be back here in like 2 months, in December. And they'll be able to see if it has a sample or not. And I got to tell you, dudes, I'm... When faith in humanity is lost, turn to NASA, okay? When faith in humanity is lost, we got to turn. We got to turn to NASA for inspiration, I think. I think we're still at that juncture. I think we're still at the juncture of humanity. I think we're still in that position of when you lose faith in humanity, we can still turn to NASA for inspiration. It's so cool. 4 years flying around in space. Oh, and I got to tell you, I got to tell you, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting stuff. It's really difficult to put it into words. I think I might have my year wrong. I think it's supposed to deliver the sample next December. But I think that they rescheduled what was going on. Let me double check. I thought it was supposed to be here in December, is what I had heard. But maybe it's December of like next year or something like that. But I thought the trajectory brought it back towards Earth, and so that they would be close to landing because they had to change. They had to change telemetry, I believe, is how they put it. But very exciting stuff. I'm either way. I feel like it's just it's just an accomplishment in its own right to get it to land on an asteroid flying around in space and take back off. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just a moment to go, like, if it just does that, if it does that and it flies around for a week and explodes or something, I legit would. I'm like, dude, that is impressive enough. You know what I mean? That's like impressive enough in my book that I'm like, dude, can that be the victory? I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling that, like, can we just say that that's the victory that we could all get behind and just stay comfortable with that? But very, very exciting, very cool. And I have to admit, I'm personally really, 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 not only intrigued by it, but just inspired and happy, around that, which is great. Let's just have some good news for a minute. I'm into it. Speaking of other good news, Purdue Pharma is getting, it seems like they're getting charged with some of the crimes against humanity, but we'll see. If you don't know who Purdue Pharma is, they're basically the people that brought the opioid. And I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not casting any kind of dispersions on them or anything like that, but they're basically the people that are responsible for the opioid crisis in the United States. That's my opinion. But hopefully something good can come from this news that has hit the hot off the presses. We'll see what happens. I'm not 100% sure in one direction. I'm not 100% sure in one direction if anything is good will come of this. If there will be any responsibility, I got to say, being a guy that's in recovery, that most of the time I actively go to meetings. Obviously, right now because of the pandemic, it's like I don't know if I'm going to go to virtual meetings and stuff like that. I don't think I need to be going in person at this point in time. But being somebody that's in recovery and working with people like that on a regular basis, the opioid stuff definitely hits home. So hopefully we'll see some progress on that front. And I was thinking about that earlier today. I don't necessarily have any specific opinions on the Purdue stuff. It obviously, much more important people are in charge of all of that with the investigation and charging them with crimes and all that stuff. But I hope to see some benefit. If we can see some kind of benefit and move forward on the opioid crisis and that kind of stuff, it's at least encouraging. One of the downsides of it, and one of the other things that I wanted to talk about today, something kind of hit me in a weird way earlier today. I bet you guys know that I don't know Prince personally, but the musician. I don't know him personally. I didn't know him personally. He wasn't a personal friend of mine or anything like that. But I was very disheartened when he overdosed and passed away. On multiple levels. I had a lot of emotion around Prince dying. He was definitely one of my artistic heroes throughout my whole entire life. I've always been inspired by Prince. I've always been inspired by his music, just kind of who he was and stuff. Obviously, he's kind of a flawed person too, like most of us. And he definitely probably had some character issues and things like that. But I was always inspired by like Purple Rain, just all of his funk records and all that. He's just an amazing musician and stuff, and it just all kind of tied in with that Purdue thing, like maybe Purdue Pharma is, maybe we'll, I don't know if we're going to see any headway on the opioid crisis in regards to that, but it did hit me hard when I started thinking about Prince earlier today when, the guy, he was deeply entangled with his religious belief that he couldn't get surgery to fix a lot of the physical issues that he had going on from performing for so long. And he turned to the opioids and stuff, and ended really poorly. And I always it's definitely one of the public examples that I kind of look to as to like, man, there definitely is a much better path that most everybody could look to, and instead of turning to just that brutal pain management, and ended up didn't work. Terrell Johnson says it's pretty amazing watching the video of it landing. Like you said, just the fact that it actually can land on a rock hundreds of thousands of miles away, millions of miles away, and bring something back is phenomenal. Yeah, it's insane. It's so awesome. I'm stoked. We got a super chat from Tony Franzen, says, let's build a rocket. In the Swedish kroner. I mean, we have more and more Swedish fans on this channel on a regular basis. I'm probably going to just have to move to Sweden. I think we have more and more Swedish fans on this channel. I'm probably just going to have to move to Sweden. I think that's probably what's going to come of this, because Johannes Martinsson with the Swedish kroner super chat also. I mean, come on, dudes. Maybe I just got to move to Sweden. Maybe that's my audience. Maybe my audience is the Swedes. Maybe. Maybe we just got to rock and roll and move to Sweden. I don't know. We got a couple weeks to go on whether or not I should move to Sweden, right? I think we got a couple of weeks to go. People were talking about voting in the early chat. I would encourage everybody to go vote, whether you're a libertarian, whether you're a liberal, whether you're a conservative, whether you're whatever. I don't need to keep naming stuff, but wherever your politics lie, go friggin' vote. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous when I hear people that want to boycott voting at this point in time. It's just silly and stupid. It's just silly and totally stupid. Go vote. Get it done. Make it happen. Get registered. You got 2 weeks. Almost. I'm not 100% sure on every state's rules. I certainly don't know all 50 of them. I don't have them memorized. I'm not somebody who works with that. My brain space is taken up by more stuff. But get registered. Go vote. I don't care who you're going to vote for. I can't handle another election going by with 120 million people just choosing to not vote. Like, oh, I don't want to, and I understand some people are not allowed to vote before everybody starts yelling at me about felons or whatever. It's a very small, very small portion of the overall population that didn't vote. Okay, so I understand there are some people who can't, and I don't hold that against them, but I would definitely hold it against people that were eligible to vote and just were like, no, I don't want to. I have not heard a good reason. There isn't one. And by the way, I went through a giant list of them the other day, and there just isn't one. Fishy Mindsets, baby musk turtle just came out to bask. Ooh, that is good times. I like that. Those baby turtles, man, I don't know if they're... I mean, there are some things that are cuter, but, I mean, it's like equally cute, right? It's just equitable in the level of cuteness. I mean, something else could be super cute, but they're all just kind of, they hit that max. They max out right up at the top there, Yeah. Let's see. Somebody, Pipex tagged me. Ooh, when you tag me in the chat, it shows up. It's bright colored. Good job, Pipex. Can fluorite dark grow carpeting plants? I hear it is very dense, so it is hard for the roots to penetrate through it, but I want your opinion. Yeah, fluorite dark can 100% grow carpeting plants. Actually, kind of like, I like the fluorite black sand is actually kind of my favorite substrate for carpeting plants. So like dwarf baby tears, perfect example where the black sand comes into play. I think, let me find a link. Let me find a link here real quick. Oh, okay. Fluorite. Whoops. What am I typing into? What happened? Fluorite. Black. I hate this keyboard for typing. Yeah, I like this black sand right here. It is, yes, it does compact a little bit. I've bought this 5 times. I've bought 5 bags of this. So if there's any questions about whether or not I'm into it, I do use it as an amending. So I don't use it exclusively on its own. So typically what will end up happening is I'll put down like some Fluval stratum, and then I'll put the black sand in the front with it. You know, so like a little, like maybe a centimeter of Fluval stratum down low, and then put the sand on top, just to kind of, you know, give a little bit of an opportunity for some interaction down there at the bottom of the tank. Why not? But yeah, as far as a carpeting plant goes, the fluorite black sand is the best. As far as compacting goes, it will compact down a little bit because it is sand, you know. But as far as plants not being able to grab into it, is just kind of nonsense, you know. A good example would be, like, go out and look at a road where a tree roots have grown and ripped up the sidewalk and stuff like that. Like, plants do a lot more than we think. They just do it at a slower pace. You know what I mean? They're high torque, low, low speed, right? They're kind of low speed, but they're high torque, you know? So that's kind of the way to look at it, is that they're just moving slowly. They're not going to have a problem really rooting unless it gets like really, really, really compact. You know, but the reality with that is it's going to take a really long time for that to happen in your aquarium. One thing I wanted to hit on real quick, because I just posted an Amazon link. We are an Amazon affiliate channel here, so if you click on a link and you go buy something, we will get a commission. It doesn't change your price. It doesn't blah, blah, blah. So just so you know, that's the deal. FTC, Federal Trade Commission, says that I have to say that at some point in time and make it very obvious that that is the case. So if you see an Amazon link, be aware. I'm going to get a commission. It's not a ton of money, just so you know. Let's look up one item here from the earnings. We got to go to the earnings page here, and we'll go advertising fee. Let's see what we got here. Somebody ordered a OtterBox, which is a really expensive case for your phone, and the commission on that was 83 cents. So, you know, I'm getting super rich, by the way, guys, just so you know. Last month's total was like $64 or $65 or something like that. So it does contribute to the channel. Unless people are buying like a metric ton of nonsense off of Amazon via the link, then, I mean, go for it, you know? Rico ordered snow tires off of it a while ago, and that was the biggest commission I've seen in a long time. So apparently snow tires are a good commission on Amazon, but either way, appreciate it, and it's all good. But where's our main source of income? It's legit right down here at the bottom of the page. It's patronizers and YouTube members, and I've got to adjust the numbers here because we've gone from 101 to 102 And then we went to 103. We had 2 people. Shout out to Harmony Smith rejoining. You may have had like a credit card expire or something like that. So shout out to Harmony. Thank you for rejoining and becoming a YouTube member again. Thank you very much. And Largemouth Bass rejoining after 20 months of being a member. Something happened to your credit card or something. Maybe you closed the account or whatever. But 20 months Largemouth Bass has been a member, fixing it, repairing it, and bringing us back up to 103 members, which, by the way, some people were wondering if I was serious about if we get down to 1 member, I'm going to give away the channel. Yes, it's true. I'm going to drive all you people bonkers with all the crazy stuff that I talk about, and eventually we will whittle ourselves down to 1 super fan, 1 ultimate super fan, and then I give them the channel. It's brilliant. Will Sasso's idea wasn't even my idea, but it's just such a good idea. I love it so much. We're going to run with it. It's good. YouTube members went up. Unfortunately, Patreon went downwards, which we're just out here in a pandemic being grateful for all of the awesome 215 people that are on Patreon and helping to contribute to maintain this channel. You guys know, I wouldn't even be able to do this show. I wouldn't even be able to do this show if it wasn't for you guys. I've been working like crazy trying to save some money and stuff like that to try and get ahead on production. It's been just really difficult with this pandemic. It's been hard to book extra jobs, but although I have been finally doing some extra jobs, which is great because we're getting up into the out of the red, up into the black, you know. So we're doing all that. Let's see here. Rookie Aquatics, this was sup. Myrtle Singh says, I don't think it's possible to give away a channel without disclosing your personal information. Don't you worry. I know how to give away a channel. Don't you worry about that. I know how. And don't worry about it. Dave's Aquariums, Anubis Garden, whatever you make of it. What do we got here? Lucas Jara said, is it essential to provide high flow for areas that are heavily planted? And if yes, how would you achieve it? I've heard internal filters provide good flow. Internal filters or a power head. Most of the power heads that let me find one for you so you can take a look at the product. Like Hyger makes a really good one. I'm not remembering off the top of my head my favorite power head. It's in my brain, but it wasn't something I was thinking about. I have my thing set to all departments. There we go. Oh, I had to change my Amazon settings. I was in the wrong thing. Hydor. Here we go. God, it was like I remember the box. I remember I couldn't remember it. But there's a whole bunch of different size Hydor circulation pumps like this that are a great way to move some water around if you have an area that's really, it's just really become quite stagnant. It's not necessarily that you need high flow. It's that you do need some kind of flow. You don't want the whole area just to be just stagnant water sitting there. And, with fluid dynamics, and when I say fluid dynamics, it means water moving around. If people are ever kind of wondering about fluid dynamics, we got to get the best. The best way to illustrate fluid dynamics historically, and that is, let me get the picture here. Is it sorry, I don't know if I want that one or Or do I want the other picture? I might want the other picture. Hold on. Let's see here. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Right here. Okay. So I'm going to post this picture. I'm sure you guys have seen it a million times. That is not the real one. Where's the real one? Oh, man. We've got imposters for days. We're dealing with imposters here on the internet. Okay, here we go. Save image as. That's fine. We don't... there, we'll save it as that. And then let's bring it up here into the chat, and we'll take a look at what it is that I'm going on about. And you guys can figure it out. You can take a look at it illustrated with your eyeballs. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Let's not distract ourselves with spaceships. Okay. So I oftentimes will kind of point out when people are confused as to fluid dynamics. Now, there was a guy, his name was Pablo Picasso, and he was born and raised in a time where people pooped in a bucket and threw it out the window. You know, that was how they did it back then. You know, and he was like, there's got to be a better way to be a human. And one of the things that he was thinking about was fluid dynamics and what is it, air dynamics? I'm sure there's the name for it. I'm completely getting wrong. The way that wind and water moved around. This is one of the things that he was kind of obsessed with, and most of his paintings have this in the background. I don't even know if this is the actual painting. This doesn't look right, but it's probably better just to use an imposter than the real. But as you can see, with the water moving around like that, this is basically how you got to kind of envision in your head the fluid dynamics of your aquarium. With like water moving around, it's going to be running into things. Oh, is this Van Gogh? Did I get this wrong? I probably did. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Was I saying Picasso? Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah, Vincent Van Gogh. Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I was saying Picasso. I think I had him open on, I don't know. What's wrong with my brain? My brain's broken. Why did I look up Picasso? Well, anyhow, thank you for the correction on the cold medication, so I can't be trusted. Can't be trusted with my brain. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Vincent Van Gogh, yeah. Thank you, Psycho Billy. Yeah. So anyhow, Van Gogh. I don't know why I was saying Picasso, but yes, Vincent Van Gogh. And so this is how you kind of want to think in relation to the fluid dynamics. So how the water is moving around in your aquarium is that you don't want it to be a turbulent mess. You don't want things running into each other, but you do want them to be flowing around and interacting with each other and moving about. So you want flow, but you don't want this like insane river, okay? So you do have to kind of figure out a balance between the two. And this is the illustration I normally show to people. I don't know why I was saying Picasso. I was reading about Picasso yesterday, so maybe that's why. But this is how you kind of want to envision in your head of like how I want the water to move around in your aquarium is things that are sort of running into each other, the flow's kind of going back and forth and rambling around, but not like a big chaotic mess with waves and nonsensical things just crashing into each other and having a really turbulent time. And as long as you're kind of going along that route, this method, you're going to be fine. Now, sometimes you do have to add a bit of a power head and stuff like that. Although, because I have large sumps and I'm moving water from the sump up into the tank, even in the 240, I don't really need a power head. The return coming up from the sump generally does enough to do pretty much what I need it to do, which is, supply, particulate filtered water, aka clear water, which is CO2 enriched, coming back up into the tank, and basically just supplying all the plants with whatever is needed to make it easier for the plants to photosynthesize and grow, as they're, as is pretty much the whole thing that we're doing. And so even in a 240-gallon aquarium, which I guess if we bring that to liters, it's like a 1,200 liter or something like that. Let's go 240 gallons to liters. I forget. I think it's a 1,200. No? It's a little bit less than 4. 900 liters? Okay. I guess it's a 900 liter tank. I guess we'll just assume that Google's correct. Yeah, it's 3.78 liters to a gallon. Okay, so 910 liters. Okay. So even in that big of a tank, I'm realistically just relying off of the sump pump to do most all of the flow in that tank, although it being long, and it's not really long and skinny, but it having that length, it's able to move water down and actually ends up hitting the back wall and kind of slowly comes back around and sort of creates, sort of like if people were running around a track. It's sort of how the water works in that tank, with just one return as opposed to the two like I have in the 150 gallon has dual returns. So there's a return on either end, and that kind of creates this flow that heads to the front of the tank and does it kind of churns this way as opposed to the long ways like the 240 is. And it's actually a good point. I do I'm going to write I might want to make a video about this. So let's go like the 240, and then like we'll put an arrow going like this, and I'll remember. And then the 150 is sort of going like this. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a note of that. I'll make a video about it at some point to help you all out with that. Mark W, or Mac W, sorry, not Mark, Mac. Hey Mac, if you're super chatting $5, man, you might as well become a member. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Which aquarium plants are edible? I know Bacopa is, but what else? Could you film yourself eating different aquatic plants and let us all know? Off the top of my head, let's see. I'm drawing a blank, but off the top of my head, there is one. I can't think of what plant that is right now. Let me look at my playlist. I'd have to look at my playlist here. Let's go over here. My channel. Oh my God, it says I'm live on the internet right now. Oh, lordy, lordy. Let's see. Fish room tours, videos, the how-to. Oh man, I don't even have a playlist on my main page of the plant profiles. I'll have to fix that. Let me scroll. I'm just going to scroll through the list of the plant profiles and see what's edible. Limnophylla rugosa, I think, is edible, but no Ludwigias are. Persicaria isn't. Almania's not. Sampsonii, Rotella, no. Pogostemon, I don't think so. Boos is not edible. Ludwigia, nope. Nope, nope, nope. I mean, I know I have a plant in there that is, but I'm like drawing a total blank on it. Man, it's not even in my playlist. I don't know. I can't think of what it is. I mean, there is one that's edible. I know, and it's gonna piss me off. That is gonna frustrate me. I'll figure it out. I'm sure I'll remember in like 30 minutes or something like that. I'm probably gonna remember and be like, "Oh no!" But yeah, there are a bunch that are like technically edible or whatnot. But there's a strong doubt in my mind that there's a strong doubt in my mind that I would actually make a video on like what is edible and what's not, mainly because somebody will probably eat something and then blame it on me. That's so easy to like get that to happen in this day and age. If I make a video and 10,000 people watch it and 5,000 people eat some stuff out of their aquarium, chances are going to be very high that somebody poisons themselves. And also one of the issues with stuff out of aquariums is that often it will have a type of, it'll have salmonella on it is one of the issues, along with other bacterias that will likely give you a mild case of food poisoning, aka like rampant diarrhea. And the last thing I want is people getting food poisoning. You guys know I was a professional chef for many, many years. The last thing I want is people getting food poisoning. Okay? I don't want people getting food poisoning, and I don't want people telling me about them getting food poisoning. You know what I mean? That's not something that we want to have happen. But, oh my God, we got a new patronizer during the show here. Christine became a Patreon during the show. Oh my God. Well, thank you, Christine. Very much appreciate it. And welcome to the club. If you join up on Patreon, it's actually super easy to to join into our Discord. It will automatically bust you into our Discord, and then you can use that Discord perk, and we can chat all the time. Basically, it's the basic way to put it. And I might end up doing a live phone call on Discord at some point in time. Let me fix the name of the room here. We gotta fix the name of the phone call room. Well, I'll check in and see if anybody calls in there. If anybody calls in, we shall see. Voice connected. How do I go to the room? I want to go to the room. Is this how I do it? There we go. Okay. No one else is in here with me. I'm in here by myself. Okay. I wonder if I hang up, does it take me out of the room? Oh, it does. I want to be in the room. Oh, crazy. I didn't realize that like Discord links up and says that I'm live on YouTube right now. Huh. That's cool. That's a cool feature. I didn't know existed because I'm not normally ever clicking on my own avatar when I'm live on the internet. It's happening today, though. Welcome to Friday in October. It's Freaky Friday, everybody. Okay. Let's make sure anybody pops in. We'll be able to answer their phone call. Let's see. If you become a YouTube member, you can join up in the Discord. Also, you just go to the community tab and scroll down until you find the Discord post. I'll probably make a new one of these days. Psychobilly says, did you see they discovered a new family of freshwater fish in India? The dragon snakeheads has 2 species that live in an aquifer. No, haven't seen that. But I could definitely, check that out at some point. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Strange new underground fish. Oh, yeah. Strange new underground fish discovered in India. The primitive fishes, with scientists call living fossils, represent a new taxonomic family, a rare finding. A new family of eel-like fish named dragon snakeheads, which live in underground waters in southern India. Excuse me. I still have this congestion stuff from being sick. I'm so glad the body aches and all the sweats and being. Last night was the first night I was able to sleep for about 4 hours. So that was good. I have not been able to get any sleep all week. Just waking up coughing and sneezing and being stuffed up, breathing out of my mouth while I'm asleep. Ugh, it's been the worst. Up and down, until last night was the first kind of real sleep. I look forward to tonight going to bed and just sleeping until the morning time. That would be amazing. I would be so into that. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very sleep deprived this week, though. I'll tell you that much. Maybe that's why I messed up Van Gogh and Picasso. That's probably it. I'm going to blame it on that, even though it's probably just that I'm an idiot. So everything is edible. Just some things are only edible once. Yeah, that's a good point, Alana. Terrell says, I'm not sure if Limnophylla aromatica is edible, but it kind of smells good. Oh my God, that might be it. That I think it was 100% what I was thinking of. Yeah, Limnophylla is edible. I couldn't even find my own damn video when I was looking on my page there. Man, what a dingleberry. I'm a dingus, is what I'm saying. Yeah, Limnophylla aromatica is an edible plant, but I would grow it emergent. So you want to be growing it up into the air instead of underwater and eating it from underwater. You basically want to grow it up into the air, and then it's edible for humans. But, also, you really don't want to... You really don't want to just be eating stuff out of your aquariums. They just have they just have a general ability to have some bacteria and stuff like that going on in them that can cause you problems. And if you are eating stuff out of your aquarium, you basically want to grow it above the water, and then you're generally going to be fine. You just want to rinse it like normal. Like normally you want to wash off your vegetables and stuff like that. As long as you're trimming from above the water line, you just don't really want to be eating stuff straight out of your aquarium from, you may or may not have dosed chemicals in there too. By the way, if you're adding medications and stuff like that, you could cause a serious problem to yourself. So, Dave's Aquarium says, are you in the right room? I don't see you in the 1023 one, just the Discord chat one. I'm probably in the wrong room. Oh my God. Thanks, Dave. I was in the wrong room. We got it fixed though. I'm in the correct room now, even though I updated it live. There we go. Okay, I'm in the correct room. Thank you, Dave. Shout out to my boy, David. We got a super chat here I haven't got to. $5 from Steve Bearteach. I have a lot of wood in my tank getting tannins in the water. More than I care to have. How can I dial back the tea color? Water change is the easiest methodology of removing tannins. Is going to be a water change. That's probably the best method. I mean, it's something that you're gonna do anyhow. So it's you're basically doing the thing that you were already going to do. So not only is it good to do water changes, but it's also good to not expend extra effort. Let me find the tannin removal product that I use. Oh, I have to find it on Amazon. Amazon? There it is. This is the product that I use to remove tannin from time to time. And Purigen. which will definitely help do that. I don't necessarily recommend people to like go spend money on something like that though, because tannins aren't bad for your tank. They aren't bad for your plants. They aren't bad for your fish. That's not bad for anything in there. So I'm never really that worried about tannins being in the tank. So I wouldn't necessarily spend money. And if I was going to spend money, I would spend it on water changes. So I would just do some extra water changes, and then eventually you'll out water change the tannin production, right? You won't be able to be producing tannins regardless of whatever you do. So eventually you will beat out the whatever's producing the tannins as it's breaking down and doing stuff. I saw MD Fish Tanks was here, but I'm guessing he left though. He's a busy guy. He's got a big busy life. Oops. How do I close this? Oh. But shout out to MD. He's putting out tons of videos, going wild with videos. He's building stuff. He's got new buildings and all sorts of things going on, which is admirable in the pandemic. On top of it, during a pandemic, he's putting out a billion videos and new buildings and all sorts of stuff like during a pandemic. And I'm like, how do I lessen my overhead cost? Then again, he is in the UK, so maybe they're managing better than we are. I don't know. But I guess I could look that up. What's on the worldometer? Let's check it out. Current world population, 7.8 billion, and it's going up. Net population growth this year, 66 million. We got to find, we have to go up to the coronavirus updates. Here we go. Coronavirus, that's not good. It's not looking good. It's just going up. It's not good. 7-day moving average does not look great. The death rate was going down, but now it's going back up. This is not good. Let's go with the United States. Let's say the United States. We go here. God, I don't look at the worldometer very often. Oh, it's tragic. Although we do have a couple of states now that maybe they're just not reporting. They probably just haven't reported yet. Yeah, because I don't think you have 200. Yeah, like North Carolina, they just probably haven't reported today. How do we go back to yesterday? There's the yesterday button. Yeah, okay. I thought we were doing super good today, but it turns out that they just a bunch of states haven't reported yet. But yesterday it was like 1,000 deaths in the United States. That's not great. Yeah, I forget what I was looking at the other day. They had reported that the overall death rate is up by about 300,000 deaths from the normal rate in the U.S. So our overall death rate is way up, and commerce and everything is down. So it's crazy. It's crazy to see. Sad. Where was that? There was a interesting one. There was an interesting number on here that I saw. Yeah, 1.7 billion overweight people in the world. I saw this number on here, and I was like, I don't even know how you verify that, but it seems like we've got a lot of overweight people, if that's the case. I don't know. 122 million bicycles produced this year? We're making more bicycles than cars? We're making more computers than bicycles? Oh my God, we're making more computers than we are bicycles and cars combined. I don't know what's going on. This is a crazy planet we live on. I'm on the worldometers.info. Totally crazy. Oh my God. The numbers on here are intriguing, to say the least. 30 to 40% weekly is not cutting it from Steve on his tannins, on his tannin action. Well, I think I would just up the percentage of water change, like maybe take it up to 50 or 60, or just do 2 water changes a week. That's what I would do. Maybe like on a Wednesday and a Sunday, or a Wednesday and a Saturday, or something like that. I guess you could do like a Thursday. What would you could do? You do like a Friday and a Monday. I don't know. Whatever. Just space it out. Maybe try to do 2 water changes in a week. Joseph Costa just showed up, said still hanging with Corey. I hung with Corey for like 3 straight days this week, and I'm going up to his house tomorrow. So, yeah. Yep. I work for Aquarium Co-op. I fixed some stuff at the store, fixed a bunch of stuff at the warehouse, fixed a bunch of stuff at his house. I don't know. Yeah, I hang with Corey all the time. I actually saw Bob Steenfott yesterday. He's actually looking good. Saw him yesterday. He looked real good. Looked strong. Looked fierce, as a Bob Steenfott should. And I got what the hell's all these notifications? I am not interested in Maynard James Keenan on Joe Rogan. I don't want to watch that. That's awful. It's gonna be terrible. You guy's a weirdo. Yeah. Joseph says, I miss the show you guys used to do. Well, I mean, the reality is it costs too much money for us to do a show and not make money. That's really what it boils down to. And neither of us have weekend days or free time to do the Real Fish Talk. So if we had free time, we would do something else, which, as tomorrow's probably evidence of that, we're legit just going to spend some time together and hang out. Real pragmatic decision. We both like doing the Real Fish Talk, and we probably would have kept doing it. It just didn't work out price-wise to time spent. And, like I said, we were doing it during work time. And so you got to think 2-hour show occupies about 5 hours realistically, because you do the kind of prep, the lead-in time, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. It just wasn't a pragmatic business decision to keep doing it. So, Omar Monsif, add Purigen to your filter. Yeah, you can definitely add Purigen. It's just not generally my recommendation for people to spend money to solve a situation that is it's solvable by something that you're going to do, like that's beneficial, water changes, right? The tannins themselves are actually good for your aquarium. They're just annoying as a visual. And so I wouldn't recommend people go out and spend money on something that's like, well, it's fine. It's just more difficult to see through. So, so not to beat an old dead horse, but the Real Fish Talk went away because of that. It just wasn't pragmatic to do it. We did 50 episodes. We gave it a try. It didn't work out. It wasn't a hit. I mean, if it was a hit, we'd still be doing it, but it wasn't. As sort of evidenced by like my channel, we have basically like the same 100 to between like 100 and 400 people that show up for the live streams and stuff like that. And then I have about the same 15 to 16 to 1,800 people that show up for edited videos. Same exact analytic type thing was happening with the Real Fish Talk, is that like we had 500 people that would show up, and it was the exact same 500 people every single time. So it wasn't growing, it wasn't doing anything, and it wasn't a big hit. So yeah. Paulette, there we go. I always get it. Yeah, Paulette says, goes to show I need my glasses. Misread that story. From which one? What was going on here, Paulette? What story? I had the same problem and took the wood out and boiled for 20 minutes or so, as well as water changes. It seemed to clear up since then. Yeah, you can kind of speed up the tannin release by boiling the wood. It definitely is something that you can do. I don't generally speaking, recommend people to boil anything, just because of the potential for a disaster. I know it's very rare, and I know that like a lot of people are adults, and you'll be fine, and everything will be fine. But you know, the risk of fire, boiling this big stuff that's weird, it's just kind of dangerous in that way. And then also, you know, I've seen so many people that are like, I boil my rocks. Well, I've seen rocks explode that were boiling. So, you know, I'm not saying that it happens every time, but sometimes you boil stuff that's not supposed to be boiling, and you can cause a problem. So it's not really something that I recommend to people as a whole. I mean, you could boil stuff outside if that's something that you could do. I have a big giant, what is it? It's like a 30-gallon pot that you can set up on a burner that's outside. I mean, if you have something like that, I mean, go for it. But most people don't have that kind of crap, you know, so. I personally add driftwood all the time to my tanks to increase the tannins. They are great for your fish. I totally agree. Yeah, tannins are great for your fish and everything like that. At times I've had wood that like over tannin the water, but it will just eventually work its way to be less and less and less. It's like using an old tea bag, right? Like if you make a cup of tea and set the bag off to the side, you can make another cup of tea, and you could make another cup of tea, and you can make another cup of tea. Eventually, the tea's just going to get worn out, right? You know, it's going to get worn out. You're going to get less and less and less. That's basically what tannins are. You know, it's the same as like if you were making tea. It's not like coffee. Coffee's better. Coffee is better than tea. It is. Coffee's just better than tea. Coffee is better than tea. It's just true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you that it's true. Somebody, oh my gosh, I got to go back into the Patreon, the Discord here. Who posted it? Somebody posted about, was it Norway? I think somebody posted about Norway. And then everybody started posting about dogs, which is great. Here it is. Okay. Let me save the image. Okay, what do I have to do? I have to go open original. Then I go here. Then I go save image. Then I go save. Then I go over here to this piece of software. Then I go to media files. Then I click on the media file. Then I click open. Then it will bring it up over here in the wrong spot. Then I have to move it over here. We had some sweet meme action from your boy Dave. I saw him in the chat earlier. He's real. Where did my mouse go? I don't know what screen it's on. There we go. Okay, we've got this all sorted out. Dave posted this, and he said, can any of our Norwegian members confirm? Because I love tacos and coffee and comic books, and so does Dave. We have this in common. Tacos, coffee, comic books, comic book characters. I mean, I'm more of a graphic novel guy because it's just mass better comics all up in one big-ass book. Legit, right? And I think that's a legitimate statement to make on a Friday in October in the year 2020. I think. I'm a big fan of all of these options. I don't know if we haven't checked the validity, but if there's any Norwegians, can they back up this statement from Inea? I don't know who Inea is. Who knows? It says, okay, so Norway is like such an odd country because, like, listen to this. Like, I gotta wonder sometimes. This is obviously like a very young, like person, like, you know, like young, like, because they actually typed in the like, listen to this. I don't think this is something that someone that's 60 years old would type out, is what I'm saying. Norwegians consume 9% of all Pepsi Max produced. I don't care. That is irrelevant to me. But Norwegians eat the second most tacos in the world, just after Mexico. Now, I don't know how that could be possible. There's like 8 people in Norway, and there's 340 million in the U.S., right? I don't know how that's possible. Norwegians drink the second most coffee in the world, just after the USA. Because if that's true, I'm in. Tacos, coffee, and Norwegians read the second most comic books in the world, just after Japan. There are only 5 million people in Norway. Now, I'm wondering, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's false. I don't know if this is just some gross fabrication. But if somebody can verify this, it sounds like Norway might be the place. It might be the spot. It might be the spot. I don't know. I mean, my heritage is American, and if you wanted to go far, a lot of Danish from Denmark, but maybe Norway's where it's at. Do they have like a good Planet Aquarium scene there? You know? Do they? I don't know. It's possible. It's plausible. It's probable. I'm going to guess, of course. A fish tank barn says boiling rocks is like frying a turkey in your house. Yeah, it's not a great idea. It is an idea, but not a great one, you know? Let's see. Like, listen to this. After 100-something consecutive days, temperature finally dropped below 90 here in Vegas. I mean, I don't know, man. Every time I get into Nevada, I feel like I'm supposed to be driving somewhere else, you know? I didn't have that vibe in Nebraska, even though that's normally like Nebraska's thing. But I swear, most of the time when I'm in Nevada, every time I've been in Nevada, I'm like, I think we're supposed to go somewhere else. I don't think we're supposed to be staying here, you know? It's like a transitory state, right? You know, it just really has that vibe. It really has that vibe, dude. You know? Has that vibe, bro. Big D Smoke says, nah, I'm still going to Portugal. Well, it's in the EU, so we can just visit. You know? We can visit regardless. Dave says, I've confirmed the tacos and coffee. Search for taco or coffee consumption by country. Miss Max Sock says, I don't know, as I believe the taco part. Cite your sources. It's good. You should be strong on the request of citation of source. You got to have that. You got to be strong and follow up on that for sure. Let's see, 56 concurrent viewers and 39 likes. I don't know. It seems like we're short on the likes today. I guess I was supposed to remind people to hit the like button, but I don't know. Who cares? Let's see. Steve Bartek, fertilizer. Yes, as long as your plants need it. Let's see. Let's scroll way up the chat. Let's see if somebody was asking something wacky. DM Penfold said lots of people seem obsessed with massive flow instead of good circulation. Yeah, it's pretty much that's pretty much the deal of what you're going for. Is good circulation over crazy flow. Oh, the cough is coming back. 80 Aquatics or 80K Aquatics throwing the cash emojis out there. Well, thank you. Lucas Jera said, "Is essential to provide." Oh, I already answered that. Would you happen to know the lifespan of EcoComplete? 5 years, 8 years? Does it get better with age? From Anubius Garden. Generally speaking, like most, it's hard to say because like most substrates, generally speaking, start to accumulate a lot of a lot of benefit from the long-term bacterial breakdown. So that's to mean that like most of the bacteria and processes that are happening in the substrate itself over a long period of good, healthy, reliable aquarium use will put that substrate into a position that it generally will be providing a lot. And one of the reasons for that that's kind of different from, say, garden use soil that you do have to add fertilizer to. Most substrate in an aquarium, if you're adding fertilizer, if you have fish in there, if you're adding fish food, you're generally been adding for a long period of time, and getting past all those wacky imbalances and stuff where you might end up with like too much silicate, too much phosphate over the years and stuff like that. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where, that substrate really is just kind of rocking, and you can't really, disturb it too badly, with, water changes, replanting, all that kind of stuff. You're not really going to disturb it all that much. And it really is like EcoComplete itself is specifically like a vulcanized, so it's a volcanic stone. So the chances of it breaking down are very, very minimal, especially because it's likely to have been around for hundreds of thousands of years in that form. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. And I realistically wouldn't be too concerned. There might be a point where you might want to, stir up the substrate or make sure that something is doing that for you, which is why I keep Malaysian trumpet snails. Almost all of my tanks have Malaysian trumpet snails that help, kind of sift through and slowly circulate the substrate in an aquarium without me really having to do anything. I don't really have to do anything to the aquarium. I just kind of let it be. And, as far as like the stirring of the substrate and stuff like that, the trumpet snails are generally doing that for me. So it's really not something that I have to aggressively track or mess with or anything like that. Mikey Fishy says, "Okay, computer man, I gave you your like." That's right. The robot computers need the robot computer overlords require us to hit like buttons. What's my Amazon's telling me I have a subscription delivery coming. Excuse me. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yep. Excuse me. I just keep coughing now. I'm getting to that point. I think I'm going to start coughing a bunch, which is going to suck for the show. Dave's Aquarium says, sadly, the U.S. doesn't even make the top 20 coffee-consuming nations. That does not sound right. Let's see. Coffee consumption by... So that's per person per year. Okay, so that's per person. Yeah, so that's per capita numbers. Which is great. Because that does give you a good idea of like... Yeah, United States is apparently 25th. Apparently, United States is 25th on the list. Yeah. So Finland, Norway, Iceland, Denmark, Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Canada, Bosnia, Austria, Italy, Brazil, Slovenia, Germany, Greece, France, Croatia, Cyprus, Lebanon, Estonia, Spain, Portugal, United States. So, yeah, I mean, that's per capita. So maybe that's where all those numbers that we saw from Yeah. World's top coffee consuming nations. Yeah, that's all like per capita. So that's all per capita numbers. I mean, we could look up like the total consumption, which is probably going to be much higher. What's the not per capita? Yeah, it looks like they're only calculating like per capita numbers. Although this one says USA is 22. I don't know, but either way. Dave says, yeah, things like that need to be compared per capita. Otherwise, China and India would always win. Nope. Some of the biggest consumers is the United States, with like by far on a bunch of stuff. Total coffee consumption by country. Like not per capita. That's what I want. I want like not per capita. This cough is just awful. So I want country not per cap. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like they're all just like total coffee. Let's see. What do we got here? I'm going to have something to look at. Yeah, I don't know. Europe has a large coffee roasting industry. Oh, Germany looks to be the biggest out of the EU. Main European importers of green coffee. Oh, that's for the... I don't know. This is just like a way too big of a thing to be reading through. So, yeah, let's not do that. I'll read it later. Literally just dumped a super full bag of Malaysian trumpet snails for a guy. Yeah, sometimes you got to drop off those Malaysian trumpet snails for people. It's good times. Who says we're second to Brazil? Oh, yeah, and, like, overall purchasing and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing is that, like, I think currently the U.S. is, like, 22% of the world's economy or something like that. Yeah, so like if you go, the percentage share of the global economy. Let me add this. I can add source. Screen capture, smart selection. So it looks like this. I'll crop it so it has the Investopia set your source, right? So it looks something like this. In that the United States is 23%. Then you got India, Germany, Japan, countries 6 through 10 look like that. Countries 11 through 20, and China. So it's like sort of United States, China, India, Germany, Japan are sort of the biggest. They're like the top 5 is Japan, Germany, India, United States, and China. But it's pretty clear right now we have like the duopoly of the United States and China. Right. So, you know, it's something that we, you know, I don't know. I look at it this way. I think we should be in a more collaborative function, but I know that there's just too many people in the world that all want to like fight each other, and we all just have to be capitalists. So, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Ever done a planted tank outdoors? Wallstad method. That's what you want to do. Read the Wallstad's book. That's how all that research started out, using the sun. Okay. Well, it seems like we're getting kind of boring here as the show's gone on, but, whatever. I guess we got kind of boring, and I started coughing and talking about coffee and GDP, right? And we didn't get any new members today, man. I don't know. We haven't gone down. I thought there was something that I wanted to mention, is that somebody asked me recently that what would happen if I got to 1,000 YouTube members, and I would be like, well, that'd be enough to be full-time YouTuber. And I said, well, what would you do if you got to 1,000? Like, what would I do? It's like, what would I do if I got to 1,000 YouTube members? I think I would probably shave my beard off as a goal. But there has to be, like, a goal point. Like, it can't just be like, do we get to 1,000 YouTube members by 2025? Like, it can't just be like a never-ending thing. But if we got to 1,000 YouTube members by the end of the year, moving into 2021, I think I would shave my beard off for that. Why not? I would. And I can say that with confidence because we probably won't ever get to 1,000 YouTube members. Let's see. Zaboyo suddenly showed up out of, didn't even comment till all of a sudden I was talking, and he says it sounds like, dang, kind of sounded like a commie right there. I wouldn't say that I'm a commie, but I definitely am progressive. And when it comes to the world economy, like, we're all reliant on all of the other parts of the world in order for everybody to keep moving forward. The somehow isolationist ideology that has attacked the United States via, realistically, the Trump presidency, amongst other things. It's not the only thing. It has been this weird isolationist ideology that's been spreading through the United States that is insane as far as I'm concerned. Is not going to work long term, We can't be reliant on other countries to just do stuff for us because we have a big army. It's not sustainable, And that's pretty much the one leg that we're standing on right now because we're not collaborating with anybody. Steve's wondering, so have you done a tank outdoors under the sun? Yes, I've done. I did 3 tanks outside this year. I made videos about them, and nobody watched them. People did not like those videos on YouTube, so I stopped making videos about the outdoor tanks. Yeah. Actually just got done switching out a heater in my puffer's tank. It was still lighting up like it worked, but no heat. Temp got down from 75 to 69. Ooh, it's getting cold. Especially for a puffy puffer. Yeah, I've done tanks I've done tanks outside. I sort of like doing them, but I like doing small tanks outside now. A big tank, you're just going to run into a lot of problems. Green water is going to be main one of them. There's a lot of light outside. People sort of underestimate the power of the sun. Like, we're just used to it. Our eyes have developed to be kind of acclimated to the sun being out, but the sun is ridiculously bright. It is super bright. So you probably just get like a lot of algae and a lot of green water and stuff like that. But you could definitely do some ponds and stuff. At some point in time, I'll be doing the greenhouse, and I'll do more outdoor stuff whenever that happens. But, honestly, we had a pandemic this year, and I decided on more pressing projects instead of building a greenhouse. That's basically what it boils down to. It's just like, I got to do this other stuff, and that's what got prioritized. And a lot of the days that I likely would have been building the greenhouse, I was watching our daughter, so that too. There was a lot of days there during the pandemic where it was like I was working from home for 4 hours, then watching Olivia the rest of the day, which meant I was doing aquarium co-op stuff, building plant racks, from here. And then, like Vicky would watch Olivia for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then Olivia would take her nap, and I would work that whole time. And then I would watch Olivia until after dinner and she went to bed. Then I would work for that last little bit of time while Vicky was also working from home. So yeah, it's been a wacky year. And, just like as a person that's kind of moving slightly back into some kind of normalcy, it's like, it's super easy to have forgotten like how much everything sucked 3 months ago, or whatever. But yeah, I would love to be doing more outdoor projects, bigger projects, that kind of stuff, but it is what it is, man. I know that people are like tired of the pandemic and all that, but I'm still trying to take it as seriously as I possibly can, because that virus hasn't gone away. We've figured out some methods, but there's no vaccine. There's nothing like that. So I just, we don't want to fall prey. Can you smuggle some of Greg's Odessa barbs to the Netherlands for me? No, I can't do that. I mean, I guess I could try or something, but it's not a great idea to get in trouble importing animals into the EU. It's a bad idea to do it into the States, but it's like a really bad idea to do it into the EU. Ooh, keep coughing. All right. I feel like we're at a natural point of inflection to wrap it up for the day. So I want to say thank you to Christine for becoming a Patreon today, taking us back up to 216. No new members, but let's go over to the viewer activity, which is not loading. It's not loading, but thanks to all of our super chatters today. Even though I don't have the list, it's not loading. I don't know why, but that's life in 2020, right? Yeah. People in Southeastern Asia need cooler temperature. Tropical land is not tropical weather anymore. Nowadays, more like desert weather. Water never reached below 28 Celsius. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Thanks for the stream. Just wanted to say I remain clean. Ooh, awesome. That's great to hear, man. Keep that one day at a time, man. All you got to do is worry about today. All you got to do is worry about today. That is it. I'm realizing like this screen to this screen, like this screen is like got way more like contrast on it. I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to figure out the settings, but yeah. Hopefully everybody has a good day out there. I'll talk to you all on the other side.